Now, miracle is part of the things that help people to find God. But listen, the focus must be right. Let's get it right. What is our work? Our work is helping people to know God and to understand his operational system. How does God operate? How does God work? Ministry is helping. That's why I see, for behold, he prayed. He's praying. Move on. He prayed. I'm waiting for you. Next verse. And had seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in, and putted his hand on him, that he might what? Receive his sight. Receive the sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he had done to thy saints at Jerusalem. And here he had authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. Next verse. And look at what God said. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to do what? To bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Can you see? Why have I called him? He is a vessel in my hands to bear my name. So ministry is not about title. Ministry is helping people to know God. If you say you have a calling, you are called to help people know God. I come again. You are helped to introduce people to God and teach them the operational systems of God. That is what ministry is. Now, let's look at the next one. 1-6. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Collinus, a centurion of the band of the Italian bands. Yes, called the Italian bands. Verse 2. Verse 2. This your thing is slow. This one is fast. This one is a devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. Verse 3. He saw in a vision, evidently, about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming to him and saying unto him, Cornelius. Verse 4. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before God. Now, this was the point that Cornelius thought it was the peak of God. He knew. But look at this. And now send men to Joppa and call one Simeon, whose surname is Peter. Now, why will you call him? Verse 6. He lodgeth with one Simeon a turner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall what? Tell thee what thou oughtest to do. What was the calling of Peter to the house of Cornelius? Go and teach him that the way of God he knows is the old pattern. Now, I'm sending you to go and tell him about Christ. Tell him that the dispensation have moved from the law to grace. Go and teach him. Now, that is our calling, sir. That's why, can I tell you, if you do not know God and you are not growing in your knowledge of God, you should not be in ministry. Hello? You don't know God? You are not growing in the knowledge of God? You are not supposed to be there. Because our calling is to introduce every of God to the people and to help them understand how he works. Praise the Lord. The generation I'm raising, please, don't miss it. Don't follow the crowd that is happening now. Follow me. You are not to project yourselves in any way. You are to help the people know and understand God. It means you must be devoted yourself to the knowledge of God. I come again. It means you must be devoted to know and to re-know God. You know why I wrote this statement? You must be devoted to know and to re-know. Listen, God is ever new. He is ever new, but he does not change. When I say ever new, he does not change, is that the newness is a written word. Even if the Bible has been written many years ago, the newness of God will never contradict this written word. Because that's where this generation is missing. Is this younger generation? They say God is new, so the Bible is old. So they are doing so many anti-biblical things. So you must be willing, be hungry. Look up. If you pass through me as your pastor, sir, you should be better than me. I attended a conference 2 weeks ago. No, it was last week. No, 2 weeks ago. And when I got to the conference, I saw the list of books, because the first set of that man's book, I bought the 60 for 40,000. So I saw the new set of another 40. They said it's 50,000, but because of this conference, they are selling it for 20,000. 20-something thousand. I transferred. You must be interested in knowing the more of God. It's not the suit you are wearing. It's not the hair. It's not the looks. It is the knowledge you have in the inside. Are you here? Don't let the eyes close. The knowledge you have in the inside. That's why when I see somebody who has more experience in the knowledge of God, I come closer again. I sit down again. I want to learn more. In that conference, listen, a miracle happened there. A testimony miracle was shared there. I used that principle today, and I got the same testimony. Now, what's that miracle testimony? The man of God said they went for mission work, and the souls that were saved in the missionary work, they saw that they have about 4 or 5 congos of rice that will be enough for them. So they told them, tomorrow morning, we want to cook for you all to celebrate you. So the service will be food service. Not knowing that the villagers will go to the village to tell everybody. Our pastor have told us that there's going to be food in the church. So the whole village came. The rice they cooked were for new converts. Then the man of God said, as crowd were coming, his wife came to meet him that, come, the whole village is here. We have only cooked for new converts. What do we do? She said, he asked his wife, what do we do? He said, the wife said, do what Jesus did. What did Jesus do? He said, with the 5 loaves, he fed the congregation. So he said, and they kept serving. They kept serving. And they were serving. And they were serving. They kept serving and serving. Everybody ate. They themselves ate. The pot didn't change. The size didn't increase. I know some doubting Thomases are looking at me that it cannot happen. He said, and everybody ate. He said, when they finished, they got together. I said, how did we do it? Jesus did it. He said, when they got back and shared the testimony in church, one of their members went to buy 2 congos of rice and brought them and said, sir, lay your hands upon it. So this morning too, we woke up, I and my wife, there was no water in the tank. We needed water to bathe, to prepare for service. And there was no light, no power. I went to the gen. I saw that the fuel that is there, I was already touching the empty tank. And I told my wife, I said, I'll carry this, I will put it out. And I said, Lord, you fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves. I need water. I want to pump. I know that this thing that I'm looking at cannot last 1 minute. So I told Mama, I said, before I on it, please on the pumping machine. It won't last 3 minutes. So I prayed and I on the gen. Lo and behold, it worked for almost 1 hour. If it were to be before, I won't even try to on it. But I heard from that conference I attended. So what we read in the Bible is still happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? You need to learn and relearn God. You know why some of you are not growing? You have gotten to a point, pride has filled your heart. You believe that there's nothing new anybody can teach you about God. I prepared the 21 red flags. When it was 6, before 6, nobody came. Few minutes after, I said, nobody came. 10 minutes after, I said, pack my things into the car. Even if it's only why not? I said, why would I teach only 21 red flags? to minister to these 17 people. Lord, I'm sorry. I'm learning to wait more for you now. I now remember I read in a book, a man of God that traveled from a European country in Germany to come and minister in Africa. He put up a crusade that he spent millions. Nobody came for the crusade. And God said to him, preach the truth. Keep preaching. Not knowing that there was somebody in the forest about to commit suicide. Only that person had in the forest. At the end of the crusade, the man of God was discouraged. He packed his things, he left. But he didn't know that he ministered to one person. Until many years after, that one person became a mighty minister and shared the testimony of that day. What is the ministry? Ministry is teaching people to know God and understand how he operates. Do you know God? Do you know how he operates? I just want to title. I want to get my message around. Can we go on? You're not talking to me. It's like you're annoyed. Can we go on? So it means you must be devoted to know and to know God. I ask a question here. What will you teach them if God is a stranger to you? What will you teach the people? 1 Corinthians chapter 4, 1 and 2. I and my wife were discussing at home, and we raised an issue. And I said, Pastor MC, me have grown beyond that level of when things happen, I blame God. I've grown beyond it. That I've had that encounter. I've had encounters that before, when things happen, maybe a good person, a born-again Christian die in accident, I used to blame God. When good things happen to, bad things happen to good people, I used to blame God. Until God gave me an encounter to hear the behind-the-scenes story, which so many people don't listen to. So I've had several cases. I've listened to several behind-the-scenes, and I said, God made several ways of escape, but this person ignored. We saw the final results, and we started to blame God. The last one that God talked to me about was the burial ceremony of a pastor's wife. And everybody that came up to minister will say, let's bless the Lord, she has finished her race. This one will come up, let's bless the Lord, she has finished her race. And this one will come up to take him, let's bless the Lord, she has finished her race. So where I was annoyed. I was on the altar too, I was annoyed. God, why did you create her to finish her race at this particular age? Leave her children at a very tender age? She just died like that. Why will you create her not to live long? I was angry with God. I left that meeting until I met the nurse that took care of her. What was her case? It was simple. It's something she needed surgery for. But the husband didn't believe in it. She was sick. She needed to be operated upon so that her womb be removed and she will be okay. And I have a friend, whose womb had been removed and she's living very fine. But the husband said, put her on the altar. The altar will settle it. And she died. So when I listened to the voice of the nurse, I came back, I said, Lord, I'm sorry. She has finished her race. She didn't finish any race. Sir,